The Central Bank of Nigeria has unveiled a plan to work with key stakeholders in the payment ecosystem to boost the adoption of its digital currency known as the e-Naira. CBN unveils its plan yesterday in Lagos to partner payment system provider and fintechs operators to deepen e-Naira adoption as total figure of downloaded consumer and merchant wallet rise to 448,000 and 78,000 respectively. Statistics from the APS Bank also show that about 17,000 transactions amounting to about 62 million naira, with the average transaction being about 3,800 naira each, had been completed. So let's take a closer look at the Central Bank digital currency platform. Since it was launched and the success recorded so far, Gamaliel Tanimomo is a business analyst and operator in the Nigeria fintech space. He joins us now. Thank you for your time, Gamaliel.
Thank you, my brother. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Let's start from your assessment of the e-Naira platform since it went live. How far do you think we've fared, or the platform has fared?
Okay, so good morning, Lagos, Nigeria, and of course to all our listeners, irrespective of where you're listening from. So first off, thumbs up to the federal government for initiating the e-Naira. It is very critical to further deepening the conversations around financial inclusion in Nigeria. So thumbs up for them. To evaluate the performance objectively, one, we can look at it from a policy perspective, meaning that all banks have had to fall in line. So if you go to your banker, your app, you're likely to see an e-Naira wallet there. So it means that the banks are also falling in line. As at the last time I heard, there have been about 100,000 subscribers and still counting, which is kind of abysmal. But maybe we should allow it to run its full course and see the conversations around apathy, attrition, and all of that. But on the surface, it's a good decision by the government to float the e-Naira.
Well, there are concerns about the slow rates of adoption given the initial setback when the apps went off Google Play Store before it was restored eventually. Could you share your user experience with me to help us better make sense of this assessment? If you're a user or you've downloaded the app and you started using it.
Okay, so candidly, without throwing the federal government under the bus, I have not downloaded the app, and perhaps I share the same sentiment like over 100 million Nigerians who have trust issues with the government. But like you rightly pointed out, there were issues. The app was pulled down and then it came up again. So I'm sure that there are a few concerns around the technical issues, the workability, the adoption. But like I said, if every financial institution has gone a step ahead to create an e-wallet account on their platform, I do not think that we should have a problem. But aside that, I have not tried to download it.
Yes.
Maybe like every other person.
Let's quickly look at the awareness level the CBN is, or what the approach the CBN is using to create awareness, especially with regards to those who are supposed to be captured in this on this platform and those who are rural dwellers. Do you think the CBN is doing well with regards to the level of awareness being created?
So again, I will try to be fair and objective in my assessment. The e-Naira is primarily targeted at the unbanked, and I think that if the government wants to drive compliance, it's just by way of policy to say that we cannot collect anything without the e-Naira. You remember when we were all flogged and we had to fall in line when NIN became an issue. We all had to scramble to get NIN, and then it became a catastrophe in the end. But I honestly think that the government is not doing enough awareness, particularly on the e-Naira. So what I think will drive the e-Naira will be most of the things that, I'm not a politician, that this government will likely do next year to be in the good books of people. I'm sure that there will be some serial giveaways, palliative schemes next year. So I think that might be a strategy to drive the in-era. So, for example, federal government says we want to give empower allocations or donations or gifts or something, and they must have an in-era account. I mean, everybody will have to follow in line. So, awareness has been low from where I stand. But I think that there's a lot that needs to be done. The National Orientation Agency, I think that agency still exists, needs to do a lot around advocacy, engagement, etc., etc.
Point taken. Because of our time, let's quickly look at how you think the CBN, because the CBN has come out to say, look, we're partnering with some of the stakeholders and operators in the fintech space to create products with regards to adopting the in-era platform. How should the CBN engage with these stakeholders with regards to policy regulations that is favorable to all?
So I do not think that statement is true, because if you look at the design of the in-era, it wasn't done by a Nigerian startup. It was outsourced, even when I know we have the competence in-house.
Yes, yesterday, just a moment, yesterday, I mean, the CBN came out, they met with some stakeholders and some fintech players. They said, look, let's partner together, let's create these different products across this platform to enhance this platform, and at the same time, with regards to adoption of the in-era. So with that being said, so I'm asking, how do you think the CBN should engage with these operators, given the fact that the CBN came on or clamped down on crypto traders earlier in the year?
Thank you, sir. So it's like speaking from both sides of the mouth. It's like saying money is not good, and then you're saying money is a bad servant. We know what happened to P2P trading, and there was an outroar on social media. So the government cannot be seen to be speaking from both sides of the mouth. There has to be a congruent in whatever it is they're doing. Yes, they can bring together all stakeholders, create ancillary products. But the question is, what other products are they going to? I mean, are they going to create that has not been created?
Right.
There's a USSD that my mother or that my father or my mother-in-law somewhere in Zapara can use to access money. There's a USSD for transfer. There's a USSD. So then I'll see how it goes. Like I said, the government needs to present itself as a beacon of hope and trust, and not the other way.
Okay, I think we need to leave it there because of our time. Thank you so much. Gamaliel Tanimomo is business analyst. Thank you for your time on Business Breakfast.
Thank you.